Today I'm doing one of the most requested videos I've ever gotten before. Literally every time I go to the comment section, it's full of, yo, dipshit, when are you gonna make the tutorial for this song? So today I finally decided to make the video, now that I actually have the recording equipment for it. So yeah, here we go. So I'm actually gonna start off with a blank canvas so that we actually have like a foundation to work with for the song. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the drums, which we start off with a very basic pattern that actually repeats through the entire song. Um, right now I got some samples that I pulled directly from the original, and they work pretty well as replacements. So then the final product should be something around like this. And then yeah, that loops throughout the entire song actually. Like I listened to the entire thing when I was remaking the song. I listened to every part of the song for variation, and this beat literally plays through the entire thing, except for the silent parts of course. Now for the intro lead, I literally just use three Sakura presets, and I'll pull them up right here. So for the first one, I used key Devil Piano DS, so it's just. Secondly, I used E keys 3. That one gives some of the more low sounds. And then thirdly, I used key Oceanside. That's where the biggest part of the sound comes from. Now I'm gonna bring in a MIDI file that I made for the lead because I don't really feel like redoing all of that right now. Okay, now that I have the MIDI file in, I'm just gonna like put them on different octaves to give it like a unique sound. And then there you go. Once you screw around with the octaves, you'll have a perfect melody. The only other part of the intro besides the lead and the drums is just that those chords that come in. And for that, I literally just used Serum. I just kind of made a little simple saw patch, so it like has an LFO on it. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Literally, if you wanted to make your own synth that's kind of like this, all you'd have to do is pretty much get your own like saw-ish type sine wave, put in a little bit of unison, and only a little bit of detune. And one of the most important parts is to get that LFO on there, make it triangular, and then attach that to the global amp in order to get that vibrato effect. And also you need to add in a lot of attack just for that little slow rising sound. And already you kind of have that basic sound down. So by the end, this is just me making the synth really quick. You should have a sound like this. Pretty basic stuff. Shouldn't take too long to make. And now onto one of the most basic parts of the track, but probably one of my favorites, is the bass. Now for this song, it's an extremely basic sub. Pretty much all I got was a 3x OSC with 3 sine waves. That's literally it. And for the mixer track, I just brought in some distortion, some really basic distortion you got here. And there's a lot of distortion on it. And for the notes, essentially the same thing as the chords. You just bring them in, and boom, and make them all half notes. Except for these last two, you bring them up to F and G. So you gotta put them on the right track. And then ends off. And then there's your bass. So you bring it in and it should sound like this. So you might want to make it a little louder. And now for the main chords you hear like throughout the song, I literally just copied the synth you used for the intro, just got rid of all the attack, so then you're left with. It sounds really nice. And this synth right here is all about layers. So for the remake I made, I literally just got a GMS preset all the way down here. You see Sad Machines. And then for more layers sound, I used Morphine. You get some piano. Made sure to use an organ. Not this one though. I used this organ right here, church organ. And then for the final layer, I got this one right here, grand piano too. That's a piano preset I used to use a lot back in the day. So these are the chords I used. The most important part to remember is to get that slide in at the top so you can get this sound, because that's a very focal part of the song. So yeah, you put the bass and the chords together and you get this sound. Now, for one of the prettier parts of the songs are those arpeggios that you hear in the background. Now, to remake that, I literally just used piano for the synth. I just got like a free piano plugin I had, and I made an effects rack that is pretty simple actually. We just got some reverb, a little bit of EQ on it, some limiter that's just for noise control, and the most important part is the delay, which gives it the sound. So once you put all of those on the effects rack and you draw in all the notes, you get this. And it doesn't sound all that much like the original, but once you like pair it with the actual song, it doesn't sound too bad, honestly. And you repeat it again. Once you have this, you pretty much have everything in the song down. Besides later in the song, when the chords get more intense, I put on some more layers, but all I added was the gated chord preset from GMS and the native strings for FL Studio. So then, once you get them alone, they just sound like... but once you add them with everything, you get... And yeah, you pretty much got the entire song now. So yeah, just add some like final touches and some sound design, and you should be good to go. If you have any like extra questions or just want to tell me something, make sure to comment below. Until then, I'll see y'all next time.